Merlee, the happy-go-lucky witch that randomly gives you a set number of random buffs for coins, is a staple in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Sometimes, she does absolutely nothing. Oh my god, Merlee. And sometimes... Merlee! What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
God damn.
Now, look at this. Wait, guaranteed? But Merlee's spells are random. Well, yes, they are, but also kinda not. In this video, I'm going to go over how to bend Merlee's spells to your will to get the most out of them. Merlee has 4 separate spells. A coin spell that increases coins you receive after battle, an experience spell that doubles the star points you earn, an attack spell that boosts your attack by 3 for a turn, and a defense spell that boosts your defense by 3 for a turn. So, how can you guarantee which spell will activate? Well, there's a little RNG that goes into it, but it's a fairly simple process. Let's break it down. By the way, most of the info I'm about to present to you can be found on JDAster64's blog, Super Mario Files. I highly recommend you check it out if you're curious about other mechanics you might not know about in Paper Mario 64 and TTYD. I'll link the blog and the Merlee post in the description. Definitely give the Merlee one a read, because this video only covers TTYD and Merlee works a little differently in Paper Mario 64. Merlee's spell mechanics start with the actual purchasing of a spell package. There's a little bit that goes on if you buy a package and have spells left over from a previous package, so let's just assume that you've got no spells left and are buying a new one. Once you do, you need to go into battle. Once in battle, at the start of the second turn, the game will select a turn count for the next spell to be cast. This turn count ranges from 5 to 10. Now, this next bit's important. If you have a turn count set for a spell, the game will not count down the turn count on the first turn, only at the start of the second turn onward. Once that turn count hits 0, a spell is selected. If it can be used right away, it is. If it can't, it's stored and will activate at the earliest time it can be used. A new turn count won't be set until the stored spell activates. Once it does activate, if it's past turn 2 in the fight, it'll set a new spell turn count at the start of the next turn. Otherwise, it'll do so at the start of the next battle's turn 2. Did you get all that? Essentially, you can keep a stored spell indefinitely if you don't allow it to activate. This is how we'll force Merlee to use the spell we want. Of the 4 spells, the attack and defense ones are the most useful in my opinion. The coin spell isn't amazing compared to other ways to quickly earn money, and the experience spell is nice, but not useful during a battle, so we'll focus on how to get the attack and defense spells in this video. Once you've bought your spell package, I recommend saving your game. Spells are chosen at the time of activation. If you want to save on spells and not waste any when trying to get the one you want, just go back to your previous save and try again if the wrong one triggers. Otherwise, you can keep going until you get the right one. This spell only activates when Mario attacks, so we'll store it by not attacking with Mario. To cover all potential turn counts, we let 12 turns pass in battle. Once 12 turns have passed, we have the partner finish the fight since they don't trigger Merlee's spells. If you don't see a defense, experience, or coin spell trigger, then you have an attack spell stored. If a defense spell happens in the middle of the 12 turns, you can just reset the turn count. This spell activates right before enemies attack you for a turn, so we need to store it by finishing a fight on the turn it's set, so that it doesn't trigger until an enemy gets to attack. To do this, we win 11 battles in a row on the second turn, with Mario specifically being the one to finish the battle to check for attack spell activations. If there are no attack, experience, or coin spell triggers after the 11th battle, you've got a defense spell stored. Why the second turn? Like I mentioned previously, the spell turn count only goes down at the start of the second turn, so if you finish battles on turn 1, nothing actually happens as far as Merlee's spells are concerned. If any of the other spells trigger at the end of a battle, just reset the battle count. And that's it! I hope this sheds some light on how to guarantee certain Merlee spells and use them in battle. Again, thanks to JDaster64 for all the info he's compiled on his blog, Super Mario Files. He goes over how to store experience and coin spells too, if you wanted to force those, so definitely give his blog post about Merlee a read. Got any questions or cool Merlee moments? Drop a comment and make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to hit 10k subscribers, and those go a long way in helping the channel grow. I'm trying to bring you guys all sorts of tips, tricks, and challenge playthroughs of Paper Mario and show just how dope this game's combat system is. Thanks for watching, see y'all next time.